Hello, and welcome to What the fuck am I reading? I haven't said that in so long. I love it. So since we last spoke, I think it was my last month's wrap up. I haven't been reading that much, honestly, but I do have several books here that I really want to talk about. So I read a total of 6 books, and I'm currently reading other 2. So let's just get started. So the first one that I finished was Flames of Mira, which I've been really excited about because of its kind of elemental magic system. So you have like the force of the volcanoes and fire, and then you have the power of ice. It's just a super cool concept that I've been like keeping my eye on since the beginning, since I've heard about this book. So I basically requested an arc, but I ended up reading it this month, not last month. So you're going to follow our main character. I just cannot recall the name right now. And he's actually kind of blood binded to the ruler of this land. And they get cute, basically, and they have to flee. So we're going to follow the story from there. I thought it was going to be only one POV, but actually it's dual POV, which I didn't mind, but I was actually more excited about like the other story. So like the main one with our main character. So sometimes I was a little bit disappointed when it changed, but overall the plot of the book is fine. But it's definitely not my favorite part. I think it's just like okay. But the magic system is super cool. That's it. I just love it. It was my favorite part. Also the world building in general, I think it was super good. I don't know. I don't feel like it was like info dumpy, but it was also very interesting every time that we get like some glimpses from the world. So I don't know. It's confusing because I really like everything else besides like the plot itself, and it's definitely not a bad plot, but I don't know, it was something about it that it just didn't convince me right away. And also, like a main character, he kind of develops a relationship. I'm not going to spoil it, but it definitely was weird. Like it felt weird. I don't know. There was something about it that I was just like, are we sure about this? I don't think so. I don't know, it's weird, but definitely just check this one out. Only based on the magic system is worth it, but I ended up giving it like a 4 stars. It's definitely more like a 3.75 than anything else, but I don't know, I just rendered it up because I think it overall is a good book. It's also a debut novel if I'm not mistaken, so yeah, overall it was good. Highly recommend that you check it out. There's also some politics here and there. I thought it was going to be more political heavy, but no, it has a mix of everything. You also have like managing an army, mercenaries, a little bit of everything, so pretty okay. Check this one out. So the next one that I read was part of the India Courts readathon. I basically used this and all the books that I had to read for SPFFC to participate because I couldn't just read anything else. But I actually really like this book. I'm super surprised. You're going to follow like the first sword of this kingdom. Like his specialty is just being the sword of the king. He's a duelist, and it's great because the first time you meet him, you have like people just challenging him and him killing everyone. It's just great. He's just like, okay, here we go again. He's just like the greatest duelist that we have here. There's also like flashbacks of him just holding back an entire army, and it's just super cool. Honestly, just fucking cool. But the main plot of here is like the prince is assassinated and our main character is blamed. So he has to flee and find out who the real killer is. I do have to say, the plot, I think it gets just like discovered too quick. I mean, there's a twist at the end that is great, but I don't know. Probably because it's like very short in general. Like the story, it feels very rushed at times. So I don't know, like the beginning is very slow. I get to meet the characters, I enjoy this dinner, then we're in the prison cells, and then just everything is just like super fast. So I don't know, that's like my only thing to pinpoint, like that minor detail. But overall, I actually really enjoyed it. It was one of the books that I read the fastest actually. I didn't have like that much time to read, but when I grabbed it, I just couldn't put it down. It's really good. I already have ordered the second book because I don't know, I'm very interested. If I'm not mistaken, book 2 came out very recently, and we also have like a novella if I'm not mistaken, not book 3, like a prequel novel. But overall, I actually really like it and I highly recommend this one. I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars. Then because I felt like reading something short, I ended up reading the novella in the Grimphone saga, the Jade Setter of JanLoon, if I'm not mistaken, by Fonda Lee. I mean, I love the Grimphone saga. It's one of my favorite fantasy series of all time. Like, it's fucking fantastic. So I was super excited to read this, and I have to say that it was great. You basically follow this kid, and he works for a jade jewelry shop where Grimphone take their jade to turn it into like the pendants or the earrings or the necklaces, whatever it is, you know, like if you have read the Grimphone saga, you know. I also don't think it's a good place to start. I know it's kind of a prequel novel, but don't start here. Just read the main saga and then read this one, because some characters appear here from the first book especially, and it's just so cool. Like, when I saw Lan, it's still so good. I just don't understand how I have such love for a character that appears so little in this series, but I just team love forever. Like, oh my god. But yeah, basically Aidmara, which is the leader of the mountain clan, gets her sword here to be repaired, and then it gets stolen and they have to find it. Basically, that's the main plot of this little novella. Definitely just enjoyable. I don't think like it's that deep or anything, but it was just super cool. And I also really like to see how like the more intricate parts of the jade market, you know, like the jade working in the jewelry. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it, but I just really liked to see that. But in general, I just really enjoyed it. I ended up giving this one 4.5 out of 5 stars. Super enjoyable. Fonda Lee is great at writing anything basically. So if you're a fan of the Grimphone saga, definitely check this one out. I actually listened to it as an audiobook and it was fantastic. Then, as I've mentioned in my previous video, I also read the Maleficent 7, but I have already recorded and talked about this book before because I read it last year. This is a reread, and I also recorded like kind of a chatty review for it, so I will link it up here. But yeah, I ended up giving it 4.5 as the last time. One of my favorite books. Not everyone's cup of tea, definitely. But I just really like it in general. If you just like dark fantasy and assembling a cast of characters to just kind of win a war, you're going to really like this. So the most recent book that I finished is actually one from my TBR from August, and this is The Councillor. And I've been really excited to read this one because it was sold to me as a very political, intrigue heavy book. And I agree, because basically the plot of this book is that the queen of this realm is killed, and now her councillor, her assistant, is now tasked with finding a new ruler, basically. So she has to kind of be like the queen in waiting for saying something like she's definitely keeping the throne safe, and she has to find who basically killed her queen and what the hell is going on with all the candidates. I actually really liked it. I do have to say that some parts were a little bit meh in the elemental part of it. Not the best part, honestly. Though I have to say this book is queer as fuck, and I just really liked it. It's treated so naturally. Fucking amazing. But I do have to say that the aspects that are more related to managing the kingdom and finding like the next heir, I actually really liked. I did actually pretty much like the plot and who the murderer is in general. Though I have to say it's a bit predictable sometimes, but overall I really liked it. The only thing that I was a little bit meh about was definitely the elemental part of it, like the thing related to the magic, which is actually really weird for me. I usually just love the magic system and anything related to the magic system and the magic in books, but I don't know, this one I just was more invested in the politics and the development of everything else. So I don't know. Overall, I actually gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. It's a really good book. So if you're looking for a book that mixes politics and magic, you're probably going to really like this one. Overall, it was a pretty light book for what I actually checked reviews this time. I don't know. It happened. And everyone was giving it like 4.5 in general. So probably everyone's going to really like this. But yeah, I'll probably reread it. It has like that feeling that you can actually read this one again because of all the intricate like power balances and everything. So yeah, I actually highly recommend this one. So currently I'm reading 2 books. I have started the first binding. Can you see it? Yeah. And the thing is, this is an arc, an e-arc, and it has format problems, and it's just a fucking pain in the ass reading it, because sometimes the sentence just ends abruptly with nothing, and then the words are cut in half and there's random numbers in it. It's taking me forever. Like, I feel like I've been reading this book for a week already and I am only at 10%, because sometimes I'm not even understanding what I'm reading. So maybe I'll try it again today, and if I'm still just like super annoyed by it, I will just fucking wait and listen to it or read it when it comes out in a couple of days, because it's so annoying. And surprisingly enough, yesterday I started a Soul Keeper. I'm almost said Soul Binder. Soul Keeper. And hear me out, I'm actually loving it. So basically in this one, you're going to follow the Soul Keeper. And when we start the book, he finds out that this weird kind of pest, can we call it? There's this weird thing that actually brings dead people back to life, and it corrodes everything, and now magic is back, and also monsters are back because the magic is. And he has to basically hunt down these monsters. It's super cool. I literally started yesterday and I'm already on page 274, chapter 21. I'm fucking loving this book. And I'll try to finish it today, honestly, because I don't know, there's something about it that's just keeping me super engaged. I feel like it's what I wanted from the Witcher books. Literally. What I wanted when I read The Witcher? This. Because when I played the game, I was just super happy. Then I tried the books. The book sucks. I should have put that on my overrated books. In the next part, probably. But this, try this one. I'll see what the ending is. But for now, 100% check it out. So those are the books that I'm basically currently reading and I have read this week. So please just let me know what are you reading right now or what you have recently finished down in the comments below. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye!